I just watched the Max fight today for the first time, and I think I fought really well. It's just he was so great that fought really well that night.
I'm just saying to my manager, like, hey, like if you have some message from UFC, don't ask me. Like, I say yes for you, for everybody. Top 15, top 10, not rankings.
I'm calling this right now. I'm picking Justin Gaethje, and I'm going with his nickname, man. He's gonna have a highlight this fight. I think it's gonna be huge. I think it's gonna be big.
He's not gonna have the same conditioning, but he will be fresher. What I mean by he'll be fresher is that he hasn't gone through an 8-week, 9-week camp, getting beat up day in out. And sometimes I feel an athlete is better off, Frank Mir said it best. I'd rather go in a fight a little bit in shape instead of way over in shape and burnt out and don't want to be there.
If I had to pick, okay, I'm doing it. Rafael Fiziev gets it done by decision, ends his 2-fight streak. I'm picking it. I'm picking it that way.
UFC 313 is just around the corner, and the anticipation is increasing for the co-main event between Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. Gaethje had a bit of a roller coaster coming into this event, with his original opponent Dan Hooker pulling out due to an injury. However, he gets a rematch against Rafael Fiziev on Saturday night. After Hooker's injury, there were some rumors that this fight might get canceled now. This made Gaethje a bit doubtful as well about whether he would compete at UFC 313 or not. Justin Gaethje said, "I think there was a small amount of time that I was a little bit doubtful that we would figure something out. In my mind, I was still fighting. I had to stay in that mindset that I was still going to war on March 8th. I really relied on my coach and my manager to figure it out. I told them to take the lead and don't even involve me in the conversation." There were a lot of fighters who were ready to accept this opportunity, but the UFC picked Rafael Fiziev as a replacement for Hooker. Fiziev is very happy after getting this opportunity to prove himself once again in the octagon.
Because of sort of the circumstances coming in, you didn't know you were going to fight, and then all of a sudden you kind of get your dream fight here at UFC 313.
Yeah, I was so happy when I get it. Yeah, I was so happy. And I'm still, sometimes I'm saying like, wow, it's a real one. Whoa, I'm here and we're fighting this Saturday with him.
Even after giving a green signal about his availability for this fight, Fiziev was not sure that the UFC would pick him as the new opponent for Gaethje at UFC 313.
Because when when I give my name for this fight, I honestly don't believe for that. And but when it happens, I'm like, wow, come on, it's a miracle fight for me, like a miracle.
Fiziev said he has always been waiting for an opportunity for the last few months. He was maintaining his body all this time to stay ready for any unexpected fight.
Having a fight to now getting to rematch Justin on such a big card.
Oh, all this time I waiting the fights, waiting some callouts, and I see nobody. So I make my decision. I have to look my weight. I have to check my weight every day, watch my weight, and stay in shape maximum how I can. And I believe maybe I go to short notice because nobody fight.
Rafael was so passionate about a fight that he had already told his manager that say yes to any offer for a fight. He mentioned that he was ready to face anyone irrespective of his ranking, name, or experience of the opponent.
I'm just saying to my manager, like, hey, like if you have some message from UFC, don't ask me. Like, I say yes for you, for everybody. Top 15, top 10, not rankings, debut guy or somebody. Like, just don't ask me, like, say yes, I'm ready for, I just want to go fight.
On the other hand, Justin Gaethje has no pressure for this fight, as he is not afraid of the risk element in this fight. He is ready for all kinds of challenges, and according to him, this is the beauty of this sport.
Don't even involve me in the conversation.
Obviously, fighting a guy on short notice and switching up your camp is a risk. You're coming off the back of the loss to Max. It's even a bigger risk for you, right? You want to hit the ground running. Did any part of that play into your mind about, like, you know what, maybe it would be better if I just stuck to the original opponent, we rebook it rather than just force this one through?
No, I think if I started to worry about the risks, then I would just retire. This is a very risky sport, and I love the intensity that it brings, and I've been yearning to get back in there and feel that.
Justin Gaethje is coming off an epic fight with Max Holloway at UFC 300, a bout which he ultimately lost via last-second knockout. That defeat still haunts Justin Gaethje, and now he wants to revive himself at UFC 313. He said he has watched his fight against Holloway and is confident to not repeat those same mistakes again in his upcoming fights. Justin Gaethje said, "Just think the aggressive mentality. I just watched the Max fight today for the first time. I think I fought really well. He was just so great he fought really well that night. Even if I go back to that guy, I'm still a much more refined athlete. With that aggressive style and my skills being much more refined and much more accurate, that is a dangerous combination." However, Fiziev is happy to get a fight after waiting for a long time. He said that he is ready to thank Justin for giving him the opportunity to fight him. Justin Gaethje revealed that he has also watched his previous fight with Rafael Fiziev to get a bit of understanding about their upcoming clash. Gaethje believes he is ready to display his skills in the arena and get a much-needed victory.
Have you rewatched the first fight with Fiziev yet?
Yeah, I watched it the day that we decided we were going to fight him.
What were your takeaways from that, and what differences do you think you may have to make it a bit of an easier job out for you that night?
Yeah, I think, I wasn't looking at the fight for information. I was just, more putting myself in that mindset and that arena, and I think if I try to rely on things from that fight, then, if things go 100%, 180 the other way, it would be detrimental. I think, my skills are ready. I think my preparation was fantastic. My cardio is definitely, I'm ready to push the pace.
However, he knows that Rafael is not an easy opponent and he can't underestimate him. According to Justin, Fiziev is a powerful fighter and he has to stay away from his kicks as well.
I think I still have to be careful with this guy. He's so powerful. He's a world-class athlete, world-class Muay Thai striker. He throws a lot of kicks, and I think I found success punching off of his kicks, and I think that will be, something that I can use for the next fight.
Reacting to that epic knockout of Justin Gaethje against Max Holloway, Fiziev said that it is very difficult to come back from a knockout like that. However, Fiziev also thinks that Justin is an experienced fighter and he knows how to come back strong from such situations.
Awesome, and obviously your opponent, he's coming off a war and a knockout loss against Max last year. Given how that fight went, do you see him being any more vulnerable to anything you throw his way, or do you think we'll see just the same version of him every time he steps in?
I don't think it's changed him. It's tough, yeah. It's hard. I think it's very hard to come back after a knockout like he have, but he do it all his life. I think he sit in a home, think about that, forget about that, and come back to camp and training and come back to fights.
Meanwhile, Justin Gaethje has also expressed his desire to get a title shot against Islam Makhachev. He wants to beat Rafael Fiziev at UFC 313 to make him a strong contender to fight the champion. Islam is also looking to fight fresh blood after beating almost everyone in the top 5 rankings. Justin Gaethje said, I'm always shooting for Makhachev. Right now, he's the champion. And we saw with Poirier, I beat him, and then he fought for the belt. I think timing is such a huge factor in this sport. Justin also explained why he is the best contender to fight the Dagestani sensation in the lightweight division. Gaethje added, with Charles already losing to him twice, him being ahead of me, Sarukian having his chance and pulling out the day of the fight or the night before is definitely detrimental to his chances. Topuria coming up and Makhachev saying he needs to fight somebody else first. There's really not a lot of guys. And so with the huge win here and certainly a finish, I think they're gonna have to consider me. I've never fought him and that's what we're looking for. However, Rafael Fiziev also reacted to this statement and he said, just like Justin, he is also among the contenders to fight Islam. Fiziev mirrored the words of Justin and said if he beats Gaethje, then he also deserves to get a title shot against the champ Islam Makhachev.
Last one for me. Justin also said that, Islam is looking for new names, and if he beats you, maybe he could get a title shot like when Dustin beat Benoit, he got to fight Islam. Are you viewing that too? Like if you beat Justin, maybe you get slotted into a #1 contender fight and possibly fighting for the title next?
Yeah, it's a good one. It's good, yeah. Of course, Islam, he almost fight everybody already in the top 5. So some new guys, it's gonna be good.
The former UFC champion Israel Adesanya shared his valuable thoughts about this exciting contest. Adesanya praises the skills of both fighters and he rates them highly. However, the former middleweight fighter predicted Justin Gaethje to win this bout in 3 rounds. Israel Adesanya said, If Gaethje fights smart, it wouldn't have to be a factor. So yeah, hey man, this is one of those ones where I'm just gonna roll the dice, but because Gaethje is 1-up, I think I won't be surprised if Fiziev wins. But for betting reasons, and I hope Gaethje fights smart. If Gaethje fights smart, it won't be a factor. For betting reasons, I am gonna go with Gaethje. Israel Adesanya also commented on Justin Gaethje's potential UFC future. He thinks Gaethje versus Hooker might be possible very soon, but for that, Gaethje has to beat Fiziev this Saturday. Israel Adesanya added, "Who knows what happens after this? They might reschedule, they might not. He might move on. Depends on how this fight plays. Gaethje might be like, fuck it, I want the belt next." Max Holloway also breaks down this fight between Gaethje and Fiziev. He praised Rafael Fiziev for accepting this fight on such short notice. Holloway, who knocked out Gaethje in his previous fight, is excited about this matchup and he thinks it would be a close one.
Fiziev is gonna be huge. I think this is gonna be a fun fight. Fiziev, if you've been seeing all his interviews, he's so excited, he's so happy to get this match. He's so thankful for that. I mean, I think so the fans should be thankful to this man for taking the fight on such short notice, you know. And you know, at the end of the day, I think the fans win here. I mean, you never ever saw Gaethje in a boring fight, so you know, when you get Justin Gaethje, you know there's gonna have a fight coming in, and this is gonna be a fight, man.
Holloway is pretty confident that Justin Gaethje will win this fight. He knows about his style and power, and that's why he is in a better position to predict this fight. So Holloway has no hesitation in backing Justin Gaethje to beat Rafael Fiziev at UFC 313.
With Gaethje coming in as the underdog, bro, this is easy picking for me, bro. You need to roll with Gaethje, bro, especially coming off of his last fight. He wants to erase that last loss with something huge, so I'm calling this right now. I'm picking Justin Gaethje, and I'm going with his nickname, man. He's gonna have a highlight this fight. I think it's gonna be huge. I think it's gonna be big. I think he's gonna make a statement.
Similarly, the UFC star Demetrius Johnson has also picked Justin Gaethje to register a win on Saturday night. The Mighty Mouse thinks Justin Gaethje is an experienced fighter and has been preparing for this fight for a long time. He thinks it's not easy to face someone like Gaethje on such short notice.
I think I'm gonna go with let's go ahead and go with Justin Gaethje. He's been in the trenches longer. He was preparing for this fight. Rafael's taking his fight on short notice. My pick is gonna be Justin Gaethje. And now,
on the contrary, Tim Welch has backed Rafael Fiziev to surprise everyone at UFC 313. He thinks both are great fighters, but Fiziev has the chance to beat Justin via decision.
And this is a coin flip. This is a coin flip. If I had to pick who's going to win this fight, God, I love Justin Gaethje, but I think Fiziev might get it done by decision. I don't know if he's maybe a little bit too fast. They felt each other for 15 minutes already. If I had to pick, okay, I'm doing it. Rafael Fiziev gets it done by decision, ends his 2-fight streak. I'm picking it. I'm picking it that way.
Gaethje lost his previous fight against Max Holloway, and the biggest question before coming into this was how that defeat could impact him not just physically but mentally as well. However, things are looking good at the moment, and Gaethje is confident he will win this fight. The lightweight fighter even said he wants to revert back to how he fought in the now defunct WSOF promotion when he was undefeated and turning heads with his aggressive approach. He wants to make some changes in his style, and the UFC commentator Paul Felder fully endorses it. I heard Justin talking about how he kind of wants to go back to being a little bit more reckless and a little bit more crazy. I think that's a good idea. I think Justin's a guy where he thrives in the chaos. He thrives in just the mayhem of a fight, and I think he's gotten a little bit more technical. Paul explained a bit about their previous encounter as well. He advised him to fight aggressively against his opponent because only technique might not help him here. Paul Felder said, and in that first fight with Fiziev, I think he was trying to be a little technical. I think if he goes out there and makes it a little more violent, because I do think that Fiziev is probably slightly more of a technician when it comes to his kickboxing skills. Felder explains how these two can beat each other. He believes Justin has the upper hand in this fight, and he will be able to emerge victorious at UFC 313. Although Paul likes the style of Fiziev as well, he is backing Justin Gaethje in this fight. Paul Felder further said, "I think with a guy like that, you have to be a little crazy and a little violent in there. That's what we all want to see from Justin. He's never been shy from saying, 'I'm here for a good time. I'm not here for a long time.' He's that kind of guy. I think if he wants to bring the true violence that he's capable of, I think that's the approach. I do think Justin will get it done again, but I do love Fiziev." The comeback of Gaethje was originally booked against Dan Hooker at UFC 313, but he withdrew from it less than 2 weeks out due to injury. Fiziev stepped in and is now ready to avenge his majority decision loss to Gaethje in their first encounter at UFC 286 in March 2023. Paul Felder acknowledges both fighters for accepting the rematch under these conditions. Paul Felder stated, "I think lot more credit needs to be given to Justin Gaethje for being a gangster and going in there and taking this, and obviously credit to Fiziev for being willing to step in there with a maniac like Gaethje, who you've already been in there with and shared the cage with, and you know what he brings to the table." So, this is all we have from today's video, and hopefully you have enjoyed it. Share your predictions for this fight in the comments section, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get instant notification about our latest videos.